Hello everyone. Yes, you can see I got a bit bored during lockdown and there was a small pot of dye that I've been meaning to use for a long time, and I said if we go into lockdown again, that's it, I am dyeing the ends. So I hope you like it. I'm really pleased the way it turned out. I didn't even need any gloves. I just used a toothbrush and held my hand up like that for 15 minutes and that was about it really. But yeah, anyway, I'm quite happy. Let me know if you've decided to dye your hair as well. And today we're going to be doing a hairstyle with a scarf or a belt or any bit of fabric that you can get like this. It needs to be quite long because we're going to be tying a bow at the back. You're going to need a few clear elastic bands and then just one bobby pin that's going to hold this in place. Okay, so you want to make sure that your scarf is the same length at the bottom, and then the top part you want to place here. As you can see, I've already curled my hair, but I didn't use any heat on that. I just curled it round this and slept in it at night time, and this is how it's turned out. Okay, so now we're going to use that bobby pin. Just going to place it, I have a side parting just next to my parting. And then I'm going to grab this piece of hair here. We're going to start wrapping it around. And then we want this to sort of stay as still as possible. It takes a little bit of getting used to. And then you just basically want to wrap the hair around. Now you don't want to go down like this. You want to actually, can you see, you don't really want any gaps. So bring up the hair like so. I don't know if you can tell, but as I'm going round, I'm actually twisting the hair. Just makes it a little bit easier, and I think it looks a bit nicer as well. So just do that right until the end. Because as you twist, it's actually going to hold this in place. If you start just going all the way round, when you let go, it's going to kind of undo. And then when you get right to the end, just use an elastic to hold it in place. Again, this is a little bit fiddly to get all the bits and pieces in at the end. But sometimes I hold the elastic like this in this hand and pull the rest of the scarf with the other. You might want to go around one more time, or twice might be okay. So when I let go, it should undo, but only a very small amount. Just like that. Any more and it will sort of start unraveling, which is not what you want. Okay, so then on the other side, I'm going to do exactly the same.
Choppers, better cook those risks. Cold butter my fists, we fire starters. One out of a million marine show sights. Always in the field and then I won't deny that what never could toss. Look at my eyes, I'm on the rocks, guys.
There we go, only a little bit. And then we're going to tie a bow at the back. So as you start putting it at the back, you do want to twist it slightly.
Yeah, I'm that grain of sand that made it out the ocean. A couple milli now, I'm causing a commotion. I've been coasting, hear my name around the world like an explosion.
So rise up, rise up. We are the apocalypse, and a pill that keeps us floating. As we fly above the stars, the night won't scare us falling. So rise up. I'm too great to be landed. Rise up. We're too great to be standing.
Okay, so then at the end, don't forget to take this bobby pin out. But if you still want this to be nice and secure, we can actually hide it underneath these parts. So we're going to come not from this way, but we're actually going to come from the other side. And I'm actually directing it in and underneath this hair. So you can always pull it up a little bit and then you shouldn't be able to see it. So yes, that's a hairstyle that takes me roughly around 10 minutes, I would say, right from the beginning. But when you first begin, don't worry if it takes you 20 or 25 minutes. And sometimes the bow at the back, it actually depends because there's quite a few different ways of tying a bow. So it's always quite good if you've got a mirror at the back just to see. Sometimes it's a case of just moving the bow round slightly so it sits flat against the head, or it might be a case of just undoing it and trying it again. And at the ends, the elastic bands that I've got are a little bit thicker. You don't want the really, really thin ones. The thicker the better, because obviously that's going to cover more of the hair, which is what you want to get right round the bottom part. If it's really thin, bits are going to start coming out. So you can always put 2 or 3 in. I'm not wearing this for the entire day, so that's why I only put 1 in. But yeah, if it was to go out to a party or something, not that I'm going to be doing that for a long time, but if you do, then yes, I recommend putting at least 2 or 3 in. So yes, that's just a quick hairstyle for today, but don't worry, I will come back with the killer whales in a couple of weeks. This one just needs a lot more going through, so it's taking me a bit more time to compile all of the information together. It will be quite an interesting one. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that video and I will see you in a couple of weeks.
Shoppers better took those risks. One of my fists, we fire starters. Let's go. One of a million, will reach those heights. Always had a feeling that I won't deny that work. Never could toss. Look at my eyes, I'm on the rocks.